She dirty and snowed out, but look at that, that's frozen solid. I need a car cover. It was supposed to go in the garage, but I ain't end up taking it to my auntie crib. I sure need a car cover, because that's unacceptable. What's the deal, gang? It's your boy Sean, and we back with another video. I'm looking rough. I need a haircut. I've been in the house for the last 2 weeks. The last video I shot was last Tuesday. Well, I was attempting to shoot the video, and last Tuesday I woke up and I wasn't feeling good at all. Like, I had a headache. I wasn't feeling sick or nothing like that, but I had a headache, and then my back started hurting. Like, I was saying that in the video, but I thought it was just, I don't know, maybe I slept wrong or something like that. So what I did was, I went back in there and I went to sleep. It's cold as hell in this car. I went back in there in the room and I went to sleep. I attempted to shoot the video. When I woke back up, I was in more pain than when I woke up the first time. So I just tried to lay it off, pretty much lay it off or whatever, like maybe it'll go away. But it didn't go away, it just got worse through the rest of the day. That night, I had fell asleep for about 5 more hours, and that night I woke up, it was like 7 o'clock, and what I can remember is my mama coming through the door. I heard her come through the back door, and I'm like, I'm in the bed, I just can't move, like I'm stuck, my back is hurting. It was like every movement that I tried to make or attempted to make, it was like my head just was pounding, like somebody was pounding on my brain. So I had waited. I sat there for a while, then I started crying. That's how much pain I was in. Like, I'm just laying there crying, can't move, can't do none of that. And then next thing you know, I started feeling like I couldn't breathe, like somebody was sitting on my chest. I can remember that I passed out like twice, like verbatim. I can remember that I passed out like twice. And next thing you know, my phone was laying next to me, and I was just like, "Hey Siri, text mom." And then y'all know how Siri be. And then I was like, "Come in my room." That's what I told her to text her. So she was like, "Message sent." I think I might have passed out again. I can remember blacking out, but when she came in my room, I just remember her saying like, "What's wrong?" Because the way I was laying in the bed, and I was just like, "Call the ambulance, I can't breathe." Now, I ain't one of them type people that tell people to call the ambulance. I barely like going to the doctor, barely like going to the hospital. So for me to say call the ambulance, my mama already knew that there was something wrong, for real. And I couldn't breathe, like, and I felt like I was going in and out of consciousness. I was hot, sweating, like the bed was wet. You would have thought I peed on myself, like, that's how bad it was. So they had called the ambulance. I'm gonna drop a video clip in here from my front doorbell camera. They had called the ambulance rushed me to the hospital. When I got in the back of the ambulance, the paramedic was like, "Can you sign this?" I was like, I couldn't even talk, I couldn't do none of that. Like, it felt like I was literally stuck. So they had put me in, they wheeled me in the hospital. Who is this? Hello?
Hi, my name is Mary. Can you hear me?
I can.
Perfect, thank you so much. I'm calling to inform you that I'm with the Senior Health Advisors. How old are you?
That goofy shit. It's too early for that. But yeah, they had wheeled me in the hospital. The lady started checking me in. Still, I couldn't talk, so my mama talking and saying everything for me. Then they end up telling us that we had to go in the waiting room. So you got to go out the hospital across the way to go over there in the waiting room. So my mama started snapping like, he's saying he can't breathe and y'all want us to take him outside of the hospital. I ain't had no coat on or nothing. The paramedics, like, they rushed me up out of there. I ain't had no coat on or nothing. So she like, "You want me to take him out the hospital and take him across the street to a waiting room? Like, where they do that at?" And then I guess they doing all that because of COVID, and people who probably confirmed with COVID or might got COVID, they send them to a different waiting room than everybody else. But that shit was just unprofessional. Like, if I'm saying I can't breathe, y'all don't know what I'm about to have. I could be going to shock or anything, and y'all talking about go across the street. Y'all see I ain't got no coat on, so my mama had took her coat off and put it over me. And the little lady was like, "Oh, that's a mother's love. You got a good mama, all this and all that." Yeah, I know, because apparently y'all don't give no fuck about what happened with me. So I'm like, My mama wheeled me over there. We going to the other waiting room. It's taking them like an hour to come out to just even check on me. So when they finally come out and call my name, at that point I still couldn't move. So they had wheeled me up in the little triage room, and the lady like, I need you to get up and get in the chair. I'm just looking at her like, lady, I'm stuck. I can't do nothing. Like, I can't move. And she like, this what twigged me out. She was like, look, honey, if you can't move, she like, then this is going to be a clear difference in whether I need to put a needle in your back and fix what's going on immediately. She like, or are you in too much pain to move? I'm like, looking at her like, it's the pain. And then she was like, well, I need you to try. She was like, I can help you, but I need you to try. Now, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, when they thought I contracted meningitis, they put a needle in my back to extract fluid from my spine. I never want to go through that again, ever in my life. That's the worst pain you could ever go through. Anybody who done had a needle put in their back, they know what I'm talking about. That's the worst pain you can ever go through. So I'm like, shit, I'm getting up. I had to get up somewhere. I used all the strength of my body to get up and get in that chair. I had kind of failed a little bit, but they helped me get in the chair. So she was just asking me what was going on and stuff like that, and I could kind of talk then, and I'm telling her what's going on. So she was like, your fever. She got, like, you got a fever real high. She's like, and that's probably what's preventing you from being able to move and your body hurting and stuff like that. She was like, so what we gonna do is, she said, we're gonna give you some medicine. She was like, but we need you to go back out in the waiting room right now. She said, keep that coat from over you because it's just gonna heighten your fever, and that's what we trying to break. So we go back out, they wheel me back out, and I get outside, but my body in this wheelchair, my body is hurting so bad. Like, my back feel like somebody just punching me, bro. Like, I don't even know how to explain these type of body aches that I was having, but I'm like, this ain't it. So I had my mama like help me get up so I can sit in the regular chair, because I'm like, I can't keep doing this. So long story short, they end up bringing me back in, giving me some ibuprofen and all that. They end up breaking the fever. I started to be able to move and walk again. I was still pretty weak. So the next day, once I got home, I was in the bed the whole day. I felt horrible. Like, I was in the bed the whole entire day, like, not moving. I barely moved to get up and go to the bathroom. My mama, gotta love her. I swear to God, that lady right there, she brought me everything I needed. She didn't even care about whether she was going to contract COVID or if we even knew it was COVID yet, because my flu test that night had came back negative. But they was like, 9 times out of 10, if your flu test came back negative, then your COVID test going to come back positive because you ran a fever that high. So my mama ain't even care. She was just in there bringing me everything I needed, cooking, doing all that. Gotta love that lady. But I was down the whole day, and the body aches was just so bad. That's the only thing that I can vaguely remember. Them body aches was horrible. The next day after that, I kind of moved a little bit more, but I was still pretty much down all day. And then finally, what I can say, that Friday is when I first got up. That was the first time I got up for real, and came and sat at the kitchen table. And Friday is when they called me that morning. Well, I called the hospital that morning, and they was like, yeah, your COVID results is positive. You need to quarantine for 5 to 10 days. I'm like, oh my God. I did not want COVID. Like, when COVID first came out, I beat COVID so many times. I was around so many people who was confirmed positive for COVID, and I never caught it. Like, every time I went and got tested, I was negative. So I'm like, how do I catch COVID this time? And then, like, I'm like, if this is what COVID is, I'm like, I know why people was checking out and dying. I thought I was gonna die that night in that bed. Like, I was crying real tears because I thought I was about to die. I thought it was no more nothing for me. Like, literally, I thought every breath that was in my body was leaving out. That's why I couldn't breathe. But yeah, that Friday, I still kind of laid around all day or whatever, and then Saturday is when I really started to gain my strength back, and I was able to get up and do more things, like go get my orange juice on my own, and different medicines that I needed, and go to the bathroom and all that. So Saturday was definitely better. Saturday was better. That's when I started really trying to get back to myself, or trying to get back to some type of normalcy. And then after Saturday, pretty much I've been good ever since. I started having these dizzy spells. They just went away, like yesterday. Having these dizzy spells where I would lose my balance, or the room would look like it's going upside down. So, like, I done failed like at least 4 or 5 times. coming out the bathroom, getting out the bed because I'm dizzy, or in the room I done dropped stuff. Like maybe I was holding my phone and my phone fell out my hand because I'm thinking the room turning. So that was a bad part of it too. But other than that, I've been good. My mama and my pops confirmed positive. Now, today make my last day of quarantine. Today should make my last day. It make the whole 10 days or whatever. So tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up and go to the doctor and go get a COVID test and see if I'm negative. And hopefully I am, because I ain't going to lie, like, it's decent being able to sit in the crib and not have to worry about going nowhere, but at the same time you be losing your mind. Like a person like me, I'm always up moving and I always got something to do. So to be sat down, and not because it's your choice to be sitting down, but because you forced to sit down, like, you know, you can't go nowhere. It's like you locked in, like you in prison or something. I don't like that type of shit. So I was losing my mind, like, what the fuck? I can't go nowhere. I can't move. I can't go out the house. I can't drive my SS. I couldn't even go out here and start my own car. Like, this car been sitting here for the last week. The only time it moved is when my pops moved it off the street because it was snowing and he didn't want nobody to hit it. But that's the only time this car didn't move. The car ain't moved. Like, I got a water bottle in here. This will tell you what's fucked up. I got a water bottle in here. This is frozen solid. So like, the quarantine, like, that was the most difficult part of it, having to sit and you can't do nothing. And then, like, with everything that I've been having going on lately anyway, like a whole bunch of bullshit that just give you so much time to think and think and think and think, and you try not to think about the negative and you try to be positive. But shit, when you can't get up and go nowhere, you have no choice but to think about all the negative thoughts and everything that's going on and what's fucked up in your life. So that was the bad part about it. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm blessed. I'm still here. I give it up to God for that one. It was so many people that lost their lives during COVID, and I thought I was going to be one of them, but God kept me, so I can only give prayers and blessings to Him. Yeah, hopefully my COVID test come back negative tomorrow. I mean, I've been around my mom and them, and when they got confirmed positive, so it might push my quarantine back, but I'm not trying to deal with that. I need to get out here. I need to get in these streets. I can't keep doing this. This shit like torture. I ain't even gonna lie. But yeah, that's why I ain't shot no videos. That's why I ain't, like I said, I was attempting to shoot a video that Tuesday, but I failed because that nigga was fucked up. I gotta stop cussing. I gotta tone my cussing out for YouTube. Put me up off of here. But yeah, I was trying to shoot a little video, trying to do some content, but it just ain't work out. So I said I gotta pick up this camera today. I've been kind of laying around anyway, but I'm like, I gotta go ahead and pick this camera up and let the YouTubers know what's going on. Not the YouTubers, but the subs, shall I say? Let y'all know what's going on, and that I ain't lost hope or quit YouTube or nothing like that, or got unmotivated. That's never gonna happen. That is never gonna happen. Ever. As long as I'm living, that ain't never gonna happen. Ever. Like when I tell you ever. But I ain't gonna lie, sometimes, like, when you be running out of content ideas and stuff to do or stuff to put on the channel, you do be like, man, fuck this. I'm not doing YouTube no more. But at the end of the day, like, when you a person like me and you grinding and you got a purpose and you know what you're trying to fulfill and you know what you're trying to get to, then ain't no quitting. It ain't no way to quit. The only way is to keep going. And even with this, like, the end of my year, I ain't gonna lie, the end of my year been pretty fucked up. Like, there I go cursing again. But the end of my year been pretty messed up. Like, I still can't explain to y'all what happened 3 4 weeks ago, but I'm gonna end up dropping a video on that too. But the end of my year been pretty messed up, but nonetheless, I'm still blessed. I still got 2 cars. I still been able to move around and pay my bills the way I need to. So nonetheless, blessed after all. Can't really complain. This ain't the life to complain anyway. Either you gonna get up and do something about your situation, or you gonna sit there and keep letting shit happen. That's all. But yeah, hopefully my quarantine period should be up today and I come back negative tomorrow so I can get back out in these streets and get out some content. It's snowing out here. I'm gonna drop a picture of the SS in the snow too. That was fucking terrible right there. But yeah, it's snow on the ground. But as long as the road's clear, we driving the SS. Now, if it's snow on the roads, then I don't know about that. That ain't gonna happen. But as long as the roads is clear, and there ain't no snow on the roads or the roads ain't icy, we will be driving the SS. I gotta get a video one day of me doing donuts in the SS in the snow. That's gonna be content right there. There's a lot of the things that I want to do, but I'm praying that we don't have a terrible winter season, that we can just skip our ass right to summer, so we can get out here and show y'all what life is about. But with all that being said, gratitude for the support. Stay tuned for the next video. Don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be something. And if you don't know by now, you should already know. Keep grinding, keep grinding, keep grinding till you can't no more. I'm out.